Reishi mushroom is perhaps the most potent medicinal tonic herb on the planet. It is known as the herb of immortality due to its ability to promote Shen energy. In traditional Chinese medicine, there are three treasures known as Jing, Qi, and Shen. Shen translates to spirit, Qi is our vitality, and Jing is our essence. Of the many tonic herbs, reishi is very unique because it is one of the only few tonic herbs that actually promotes and supplements all three of these treasures. There are many tonic herbs that promote the health of, let's say, your Jing or your Qi or your Shen individually, or maybe two of them at the same time. However, there are very few tonic herbs on the planet that actually promote the well-being of all three of these treasures. Now, as a three-treasure tonic herb, reishi helps promote basically our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Now, let's first talk about some of the physical benefits of reishi mushroom. Known as the herb of immortality, or also the great protector, perhaps the greatest quality of reishi on a physical level is its ability to modulate the immune system. So what that means basically is rather than being an immunostimulant, like something like echinacea, which just drives up the production of white blood cells, reishi actually helps our immune system adapt and modulate to unique circumstances. So for example, if our immune system is overstimulated, as in the case of cancer and autoimmune diseases, reishi actually helps our immune system to modulate to situations of overstimulation and rebalance the immune system. And then on the other hand, we find that if we have an underproductive immune system, so our immune system isn't producing enough white blood cells and antibodies, reishi will actually help the production of these so that way we can ward off stressors, toxins, and any other pathogen. The basic compounds found in reishi that promote immune health are going to be beta-glucans, polysaccharides, and plant sterols. And then we also find that it's really rich in something called an acidic compound called a triterpene, which actually inhibits the release of histamine in the body. So in other words, it helps us actually build tolerance to environmental allergies and sort of decrease the overproduction of histamine, which is usually hyperactive in people who have tons of allergies. So we also find then, of course, that because of these qualities, that reishi is a very strong anti-inflammatory, it's an antifungal, antiviral, and even an anti-cancerous mushroom. Now, there are many other physical benefits of reishi mushroom, but the main thing we want to see here is that reishi mushroom is a tonic to the entire body. And in holistic medicine, in particularly Chinese medicine, the body is treated as a whole. So if we modulate the immune system and basically reprogram our body on a biochemical level to be more resilient in the face of stress and any other viral or pathogenic invasion, then we're going to actually promote the well-being of our entire body. However, specifically speaking, reishi is also a very potent tonic to the liver. And the liver is a very important organ, if not the most important organ in the body. So while it's a tonic herb to the entire body, it's going to also be a tonic herb to the heart, the lungs, the spleen, the kidneys. The primary organ systems that it helps is going to actually be the heart and the liver. Now, in Chinese medicine, the liver is known as sort of the seat of passion. It's where we produce a lot of our emotions, if not all of our emotions, particularly anger, aggression, and this is because most of our hormones are being produced in our liver. Now, what's great about this is not only will reishi help balance maybe hormonal imbalances that stem from an imbalance in the immune system, but it's actually going to also help cleanse our liver of toxic emotions. And that's because reishi mushroom is also not just a protector, it also helps the liver detoxify. And in Chinese medicine, our emotions are actually stored in our liver and in our heart. And reishi is one of the only herbs that I know of that actually can help detoxify trauma and stagnant emotions. Now, how it does this on a physical level is it basically promotes the detoxification and purification of the liver, and it is said that emotional toxins are stored in the fatty cells in our tissues, and those are mostly going to be found in our liver. So not only is it going to cleanse and detoxify our body on a physical level, but also on a mental and emotional level. Reishi, taking over a long period of time, is actually going to help rewire our nervous system and help us achieve greater emotional well-being. Now, taking that just a bit deeper, we find its Shen qualities. And as I mentioned earlier, Shen translates to spirit. And we find that reishi, above all else, is a Shen tonic. It promotes spiritual radiance. And that's why we get this idea of reishi mushroom being an herb of immortality, because it helps us basically dive deeper into our spiritual practice, have greater self-awareness, and a greater understanding that we are a spiritual being, not just a physical being with a mind. And where this idea comes from is because reishi mushroom is a polypore, meaning that it basically grows on decaying matter. It's sort of an alchemal sort of fungus. And so when consumed, the idea is that when we consume a mushroom that is basically taking the decaying matter in planet Earth on a physical level and transmuting it into something new and beautiful, or giving new life to decaying life, this is going to happen in our physical bodies, but also our emotional and spiritual bodies. So when consuming reishi mushroom, we have a greater sort of spiritual radiance. We become, more forgiving, more calm, more serene, and we achieve these greater Shen qualities that we see in, the Buddhist monks. And in fact, reishi mushroom is a symbol of enlightenment in traditional Buddhism. So this is perhaps the most important qualities that we find in reishi mushroom, being an immune modulator, a powerful adaptogen, a protector of the liver, an emotional cleanser and detoxifier, and then of course a Shen tonic that can help us achieve a greater level of spiritual well-being or spiritual awareness. Now, the last thing to consider with reishi mushroom is that when you take it, you want to look for quality, of course, just as we would with any other substance. Now, the secret to basically getting a good quality reishi is to look for a Donwood reishi, and this basically means that it's grown in organic practices. We wouldn't want to consume a reishi mushroom that is, growing in very toxic environments. And not just that, but we want to also get a reishi extract that is concentrated, likely a 10-to-1 concentrate or 20-to-1 concentrate, or even a dual extraction. And that's because reishi mushroom is very woody in texture, and all of its medicinal constituents are bound up in something called chitin, which is a compound that the human digestive system cannot break down. So we basically want to make sure that we're, extracting the medicinal benefits out of reishi by either doing a hot water decoction or an alcohol decoction. And that's because the medicinal benefits are going to be locked away in that chitin that can only be brought out through a very proper either hot water extraction or a dual extraction or using alcohol. So if you're looking for a high quality reishi tonic herb to take to promote your spiritual well-being, greater detoxification, physical, mental, and emotional well-being, click the link below and you can learn a bit more.